Hey everybody, welcome back to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this is our sweet standard monument deck. Don't worry, it's modern monuments. We have Serum Visions, can't you tell? This hand's, real iffy, but whatever, we mold to 6, and 2 Serum Visions will hopefully let us draw some good cards. Who knows? So this deck is awesome. I love it. If you watched the match against Jund earlier, this deck is really fun. A 5-0 to Modern League, that's why we're playing it. I certainly don't think it's the next great deck in Modern or whatever, but it is pretty fun, and I certainly enjoyed what we were able to do so far here. So and it's been fun to play with. So we'll see how it goes. Who doesn't want to play Squadron Hawk, right? Okay, well who doesn't want to play Serum Visions, I guess. Yep, those are magic cards. I will take them both. I will take the wall next, because I'll probably just play the wall. Reflector Mage seems decent here. Maybe the wall isn't good. Maybe I didn't actually want the wall. We have lots of Serum Visions to find whatever we need later, though. Hopefully we don't get comboed out. That's the biggest concern. Don't have a lot of ways to deal with that. A Courser of Crufix. Okay. That could be worse, I suppose. Alright, so next turn we can either Spell Queller something or Reflector Mage something. Don't know exactly what's going on with our opponent's deck. He's stopped in his upkeep here, so this force is what he's going to draw, and then we'll see if he gets to play something off the top of his deck. I wonder if this is... There was some new green-white deck going around that played Courser. I wonder if that's what this is. I guess we'll find out. Something, I know that I bookmarked it as something to come back to for my Modern. That was the important thing. Oh, okay, Tireless Tracker, interesting. I don't mind Spell Queller in that magic card. Might have to Reflector Mage the Courser just to stop him from getting value, though. Not sure. It looks like we're settled. We're probably going to grind this one out for a while if he's playing Tireless Tracker. I guess we're going to get Ghost Quartered, and that's fine. Whatever. Can fetch out an island to Serum Visions or whatever on our next turn. Okay, 3 mana for a Renegade. Oh, I see the value. Get rid of our Seachrome Coast. So it's just green-white good stuff sort of thing, I guess. Okay, well, I'm going to Reflect your Mage. He just doesn't... Okay, I actually have a ton of basics in this deck, so you're not getting very far with this particular line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fetch. I'm just going to go ahead and shock myself here. So if the Ghost Quarter train continues, at some point we can grab an island if we need to. But I'm going to go ahead and Reflector Mage the Courser. Because I think we've got to kind of stop the value engine going on here. He can Tireless Tracker and get value out of that, but that's actually a much slower value than Courser of Crufix in terms of raw card advantage. And now next turn we can Serum Visions and then hold up Spell Queller. Can't exactly do a lot of attacking yet, but neither can he. This is a game where Catcher's Monument would be great. So would being on the play, as a matter of fact. Alright, so it's a tracker. It's settle on in, I think. The clues begin. Alright, that would be kind of nice. Let's attack while we can. Pretty soon this thing's going to be real big. We're going to have to white main line our Reflector Mage and bounce it again. Which we can do next turn, actually. Gosh, Monument would be great. Okay, we're going to trade, and I'm fine with the trade, I think. We'll figure out some other way to deal with this. I see. Okay, well, that's a lot of lands. I guess the Westfell Abbey's probably a good mirror breaker here. I guess we may or may not get to draw. It depends on what happens. If he gives us something to Spell Queller, then we don't get to draw it. But if he doesn't, and then we just get a white main lion, we will, because I think it's actually going to be pretty important to breaking the stall. Yeah, I don't think I care about the core. I think I want to draw that Westvale Abbey enough that I can live with the Courser here. At this point, he's got so much value going on, anyways. I feel like we're not going to be able to grind him out by Spell Queller and his Courser Crew Fix, right? We need to go over the top, and Westvale Abbey is how we're going to do it. Because there is a lot of value sitting on his side of the table. Yeah, he has to read White Main Lane. I know. I understand. Oh, you're going to path our wall? Oh, it's so awkward because you want to draw the Westphal Abbey. I think we have to take him up on it, though. Because, one, he's burning path on it. But two, at this point, we're not going to have enough creatures to probably trigger that thing. So we may as well just take all the mana we can get before we Serum Visions. Something like Oketcher's Monument. I guess the White Main Line will pick up itself. Yeah, just kidding. Huh, another land, just what I wanted. Okay, well those are magic cards. Judge's Familiars a no. I guess Reflector Mages is what we're going to have to play with here. A whole bunch of land we're drawing. So that's unfortunate. Nice thing here is we can Spell Queller something. Gosh, she's got so much value going on over there. Dust to Dawn is actually decent. It won't kill the Courser, but it will kill almost everything else. So that's also a draw in our deck. Now, it's also true that we've gone through 3 Serum Visions. I haven't actually found any high impact cards. We've just found a whole bunch of land, which is unfortunate. All right, that's why we have to take the beat down here if we're going to get anything with a Spell Queller. Sure. I mean, we don't have a lot of turns here to find something. We have some nice high impact cards, but we do have to find them. Yeah, he's not really going to do nothing, is he? Interesting. Some next level strats. Can't say it's going to work out great for him, though. Because we get a Reflector Mage the Tireless Tracker, which will slow down some value over there. And it blocks the Courser Prefix, so we're hopefully contributing to as much of a board stall as possible, until which time we can, he's going to draw all the cards off these clues, but assuming there's not an infinite combo over there and it's just value, eventually we can draw Dust to Dawn. And I mean, also, Oketcher's Monument and Squadron Hawk would also give us a lot of board presence. But Dust Till Dawn's probably the breaker that kills the Renegade Ralliers, kills the Tireless Tracker, and allows us to get back everything and just try to value him out at that point. That said, we could get run over because we actually do have to find those cards, whereas he has all the cards he needs. Oh, he has Tarmogoyf over there as well. Okay. Oh, and Collected Companies. Okay, interesting. So it's just like an Abzan good stuff deck. That's actually far different than I was thinking, and probably not good for us. So I thought it was going to be a little less explosive than it seems to be. It's not great. Not great. Oh, looks like my camera went out of focus here. Autofocus camera. Did I do it? Okay, whatever. Guess I fixed it. All right, so let's see what our opponent's up to. Well, I don't know if I think he's trying to cast Tracker, which you cannot do. 7 cards. This is very bad for us. I think we're basically super reliant here on drawing Dust to Dawn. We flooded out pretty hard, which is unfortunate. We actually only have 4 creatures in this game. Yeah, it's unlucky, but okay. So let's see where this goes. It's a Knight of the Reliquary. That can't be good for us either. Can I spell queller it? Gosh, the value with Corsair, Crewfix, and Knight. You get to reset the top of your deck. I guess I'm gonna. No, he can have it. Because we're gonna white mainline back our Reflector Mage and just bounce it. We have all these delay tactics, but man, we're not getting very far here. I will use the Ghost Quarters ability. I mean, we should be drawing all gas. Our opponent has been nice about pulling all the lands out of our deck. Renegade Rallier for some more value. Can't do anything about it. Well, here comes the last basic out of our deck. Actually, the worst part of this is how we are gonna be a little cut on blue sources. Dust to Dawn would be a pretty solid draw. Alright, well let's try this white main line on Reflector Mage plan. I think we have to spell queller the Collected Company or we're dead. So that's why I'm playing how I am. Alright, there's a Squad Hawk. It's kind of a start. We will Reflector Mage the Knight. Go ahead and play this first Squad Hawk. I don't think we're going to win, but... What? It only gave me 2. Whatever. Guess I didn't click them all somehow. Hey, look, I could attack, except I can't. Okay. So we're pulling cards out of our deck that are... I mean, we basically have to draw Dust Till Dawn. We want to make trades with what we can. We want to hopefully spell queller this Collecting Company, let him make a big tireless tracker. But then Dust to Dawn to kill his big stuff and get back all of our stuff and just sort of value him out. But this Ghost Quarter is actually kind of getting to us now. Because this one is going to destroy land, and it's going to be our island, and then we're going to be down to 1 island left in our deck, which will be a Hallowed Fountain. No, we have both Hallowed Fountains. Oh, I can't even fetch a blue source with this. I didn't realize forgot we'd gone through both Hallowed. So we actually just dead. Oh. Ew, I see. Well, that's pretty bad for us. Well, let's find out if I'm right. Yep. Okay. We just got ground to death by a Ghost Quarter. Still have outs, though. Dust to Dawn, unfortunately, does only take white mana. Actually, don't think we have anything... Yeah, we don't have anything left to search, do we? So we have 2 Glacial Fortress left in the deck and a Seachrome Coast, and that's it. Okay, that's not looking good for the home team here. Need Dust to Dawn. Path, huh? Path is a magic card. I guess I have to hit the voice with it. Because the voice won't be, and it keeps him from drawing the Tarmogoyf. The voice won't be hit by Dust Till Dawn, which is our only out here. Playing against this deck, I did not expect to get Ghost Quartered out of the game. I see just sort of getting valued out of the game. I didn't expect to get Ghost Quartered out. Do we have any other outs? So you take a look at the deck here real quick. Sky Hussar would be pretty nice. We could forecast it. I guess that's something, man. Catcher's Monument early in this game, that would have been big. At this point, I don't want to show it to him. We can't cast Serum Visions as we draw land. We're basically have to draw Westfield Abbey or the 2 Dust to Dawns. Drawing Westphal Abbey, by the way, is actually kind of a legitimate plan. So, oh crud, he can activate this. Ah, I walked into it. It's okay, he didn't notice. It's because he wants to cast Collected Company. Might be better. Alright, well, maybe he'll whiff. Maybe he'll whiff. If there's an Eternal Witness involved, the game's over. But he actually did whiff. Okay. Alright. It's going to feel even worse when we lose. Alright, so... Oh, he says question mark, question mark. I don't know, man. It's your card. I don't know what that means. Oh, there's the Eternal Witness. GG. Eternal Witness and Ghost Court is actually the most damaging thing to us. I think Gideon would be good in the matchup. Dust of Dawn is great. The Ruined Halo is not so much. The Rest in Pieces... Man, the Rest in Pieces is good for us too, though. Or the Dust to Dawn. The Graveyard is, right? So it's very good for him. It's also good for us. Alright, well, good news is our opponent whiffed on Collected Company, so that's good. Let's see what he's doing here, though. Yep, the Tireless Tracker returns. That's fine. Tireless Tracker is one of the things we can beat. In theory, if we draw our outs. Let's see what else. Let's see. Another Voice Resurgence. Well, that's not great for us. Flooded Strain. Just what I wanted. One of the, like, 2 literal blanks in the deck. 1 to 2 cards to do stone nothing right there. Good news is Ormondal is live here. Well, I guess that's not true. We have no blue mana, so there are a whole bunch of cards that did nothing. That's fair. But if we had got blue cards, we could have done something with them later. This is Beatdown, 14. Now Westvale Abbey becomes a good draw because we can immediately sacrifice a good Ormondal and get in there, which would be probably enough to try to swing this here. Assuming he's not just sitting on path or whatever. Lots of ways we lose, fewer ways in which we win, but not impossible for us to win. Guess I should have just spell quellered early. I honestly thought we had another Hallowed Fountain to go fetch out. Eternal Witness chose what, huh? Eternal Witness chose Horizon Canopy, okay. I might have got a Collected Company myself. So you can sack 2 clues, which would make it a 5, and we take 7. I think I block here this turn because Westfield Abbey is one of our few outs. So if we make any block that loses a creature, we lose the game. Or those no longer become outs. So if we get into chump blocking mode, we can do that next. On Catcher's Monument. Okay. Well, I don't think casting it does anything here. I think we're just dead. Yeah, all right. Because at this point, even drawing Dust to Dawn doesn't get us out of it, so... Yeah, okay. We were not going to win. Alright, to the sideboard, huh? Gideon's, yes, please. Purge doesn't matter. I think Rest in Peace is fine. Thalia is okay, not great. I think our deck could be fine. This doesn't seem like a horrendous matchup for us. The Judge's Familiars don't seem great. I think we're actually the control deck here. And we want the game to go long because we basically have this as a card he can't answer. The real question is if we want Rest in Pieces. I'm going to give it a shot. Cut a white mane. Because he ground us out. Like, his graveyard presence that game was so much bigger than ours. And, I mean, this is obviously important, but I'll just play 2 of the Rest in Pieces rather than all 3 and see what happens. You know, getting Pith Needle, naming Ghost Quarter is also an option, but I just don't like having a dead card. I mean, I guess the Rest in Pieces kind of are too, but also Renegade Rallier gives them value outside of Ghost Quarter. All right, we're gonna keep this one because we can. This hand is got a lot of good stuff. We just need to dig up some lands. Hope it works out. I will almost always keep a Serum Vision hand. Yeah, look at this. You get so many looks at cards. Drawing Squadron Hawk, not exactly what you want to do, but that happens. I guess we can, at least since we know we have a land on top of our deck, we can just play this and not search. So we'll draw a third land, have Spell Queller up. And we do have a bit of a flying beatdown game plan going on here with the Squad Hawk and the Spell Quellers. Let's see how it develops from here, though. And having that third land, Gideon's real good here. So, and Scavenging is okay. Just so we're all on the graveyard plan. Also, if he just attacks with Scavenging Ooze, I might just flash in the Spell Queller to block. Because the only thing he could do is path our guy, which is fine. If he was going to path it, he was going to path it regardless. And then we have our land to cast Gideon, and he used an extra mana on his turn to do so. Yeah, looks like I'm going to get my opportunity. I could just path it, but I think I like this better. I don't really want to give him lands because I want to make him use his spells, right? If he's going to path it, I want to make him do that. So he uses up mana, and it just sometimes there's also the non-zero chance of it just working out like that. And just getting the Scavenging Ooze. All right, now if we draw a land, we can play Gideon, which would be great. If we don't draw a land, we can play Squadron Hawk and hold up Path, which is also quite good. And we have the White Mane line to pick up the Spell Queller later. Oh, I see. Okay, value. We can path that one, though. All right, well, that's also very good. All right, we're getting for 3. We can race this game, I think. We have flyers. And we're going to unlock the key skill part of the game, which is play Gideon on turn 4 and have a blocker for his only creature. Because even if he passes the blocker 1, that's great for us. Because it gives us a land for free off a token. But he eats this thing, makes his guy 3/3. He still can't kill Gideon. He'd have to kill one of other guys. And when his removal's all path, it's probably not going to happen. So we might get a chance to really do some work here with Gideon. While hitting him in the air every turn. And if we do hit a 5th land, we then have the option of White Mane lining Spell Queller to pick off a spell, which really makes that turn 3 Spell Queller more of a free roll. Meanwhile, the entire game is going to warp around Gideon because that's what happens when you play against Gideon ally of Zendikar. Also wouldn't hate drawing like Oketra's Monument here. Put Oketra's Monument in Squadron Hawk. Just have infinite tokens forever. Haven't got to live the Oketra's Monument on turn 3 into 4 Squadron Hawks on turn 4 Dream quite yet. But I bet it's pretty fun. I wonder if you could make this deck Bant. Because imagine if you were to play... Well, it's not quite the same. Well, yeah, if you played Noble Hierarch and then played a turn 2 Oketra's Monument, and then on turn 3 you played 4 Squadron Hawks, you'd be looking at 8 power on turn 3. Plus, you know, all your other stuff from then on. Alright, so he wants to attack Gideon with Scavenging Ooze. Honestly, I'm going to let him, and I'm going to take 3 damage to Gideon. I'll let Gideon go to 1. Preserve our 2/2 for blocking later when the 2 power is relevant, more than just chump blocking. I'm just going to use Gideon to pump out tokens every turn, I think. And sort of contort the game around Gideon while beating him to death in the air. Let's see what this is. Renegade Rallier and Knight of the Reliquary. Okay. That's fine. Oh, man, that was a good draw. That draw was insane. Now we have Path up. When we need it for later, we get rid of Knight of the Reliquary. Beatdown continues. This thing has vigilance. Is that true? No. Okay. I think I'm going to turn Gideon into a creature even because we're on the beatdown plan. And I have the path in case things somehow go sideways with our Reflector Mage chump block. Or we could just leave back the Squad Hawk to chump block it. Probably doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to get him with everything. And just path it when he attacks. Yeah. Look how much damage we did. This is definitely the right line to take. And now when he attacks Gideon with Scavenging Ooze, we path it. And then we just have lethal on the ground. Well, 3 of it in the air. Some more on the ground. Plus, we're still poking away with Spellcaller and Squad Hawk for the rest of the game. So he's both got to worry about Gideon and his life total. Tireless Tracker. Sure. That is going to be too slow to matter, I think. Alright, here's the big question. Does he attack? Alright, he wants to attack Gideon here. I think I chump block with Reflector Mage. And then path the tracker and then turn Gideon into a guy and try to kill him. Oh, or we can just path it. It's kind of the same, right? He's going to get a bunch of value off tracker, but in the end, we still get to attack with Gideon. Yeah, I'm just going to path it. Good shot. I don't want to chump block and let him gain life, so. Yeah, this seems fine. This seems better. We still get to attack with Gideon, which is the important thing here, and we don't lose creature and let him gain life doing it. It means the tracker's going to stick around, but we're hoping to make the tracker irrelevant by applying so much pressure. Now he's probably got path up, which makes me a little leery to turn Gideon into a creature because he paths it, blocks something, and then takes 5, which is not lethal. Well, I say in order to path, he would have to crack his fetch, but he could also Ghost Quarter himself to get white mana. Maybe we just make a knight and we just go around him because we can also just play more Squadron Hawks. Or if we draw land, okay, he fetched down to 5. So I think this is probably, and it's not even a white mana, so I think we probably just win here. What does this play? Oh, Tarmogoyf. Okay. Oh, we're just gonna casually draw path anyways. Okay, so block 4, 6 lethal. Okay, great. Path the Goyf. You're gonna end the game with 4 clues in play though, so that's nice. We had a lot outs there. We could also have hit land to White Mane Lion back Reflector Mage. Alright, so his deck is just full of good stuff, all of which is very bad for us. I like that we won that game. I don't know if I'm confident we're going to pick up a third. I feel like we are not favored against the deck that's just all good green-white creatures and Tarmogoyfs and Collected Companies. When we are the deck of other stuff that's small. We kind of got there by being on the play and getting, cool spell queller tricks, and he didn't have a mana dork, which is also very important. So we'll see how this one goes. We can also just go off with Monument, and that would be very good against him. So that's another line available to us that might give us the oomph to get there. I do feel like we're generally underpowered compared to his deck, though. Okay, well, here we go. Doing it. Pretty slow hand, but if it gets there, it's going to get there hard. I mean, just imagine if we draw a Squadron Hawk in our next 3 turns. Okay, well, this is the worst thing that could happen, which is him having a Mandork. He's just going to probably get out to too fast of a start on us. That's what I'm worried about. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Let's see if we can find a 2-drop that we can play. We did. Is the second one good? The second one's probably not good, right? At least the wall gives us a 2-drop. Is this good? That's the question. It can't really be good, right? I mean, cost. I don't think so. I don't think so. Their vision was a nice draw though because gave us a fourth land, which is nice. It means we can cast everything in our hand thanks to the monument. But it also gives us a turn 2 play, which would just kind of keep the wheels going here. Our opponent was typing to us there. Okay, well, the turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary is not going to be very fun to play against. Right. Did I board Sony Silence in? Wait. What? There's no way to tell, is it? Did I click it instead of Rest in Peace earlier? What? Oh, okay. I guess I must have clicked it on accident. I guess I'm blind. I'm just old and blind. I don't know. Sure. That's mildly tilting, I guess, but sometimes you grab the wrong sideboard card, I guess. I mean, I was just looking at you know, 2 mana enchantment. I guess I could have clicked the wrong one. That is conceivable. Yeah, everyone at home probably saw me did it, and now I'm just noticing. You're like, ah, he's an idiot. Okay, well, none of this is great for us. Here's the monument, though. Would like to draw Squadron Hawk next turn. That would be ideal. Monument is nice in the sense that it can make chump blockers for Tarmogoyf for all day. Don't know what we're going to do with this whole Stony Silence in our hand. I really must have just been an idiot and clicked on it on accident. That's rather unfortunate. Okay, well, this is a lot of damage we're taking. 9 damage on turn 4. Okay, not great for us. Really need to draw something good here. Okay. Yep, that's fine, I guess. Guess we'll take 11 instead. That's reasonable. Squadron Hawk. Another land, huh? Guess that makes more sense. See? Oh, there should be a rest in peace of these Oh, no. This is so tilting. Because it should be a rest in peace, and we could play it right now, and his board wouldn't do anything anymore. He'd have 0-1s and a 2-2, and then we'd have Spellqueller up. Instead, we're pretty much dead. If we're really, really extraordinarily lucky, he will play. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because we have to play Spellqueller and then play White Mane Line and pick up Spellqueller and get 2 tokens out of the deal and do some chump blocks and go down to 2. But if this was Rest in Peace, oh no, oh I'm so old and blind. It feels so bad. Feels so bad. How good would this be? We would just then block the Knight of the Reliquary. We'd actually make a bunch of tokens here, right? The hidden mode of this, in this situation, is just making a bunch of 1-1s. So the game is not over. Okay, so let's look at the board right now. We could go. I guess doing this doesn't matter. We may as well do it. This is a nice little combo. And if he's got nothing but ground beaters, it might work. All right, so this is the only play available to us. Well, okay, so we do this. That puts 4 toughness in front of it. And then we just chump block the other 2. I think I chump block the knight only and take the 3 to go to 1 because that doesn't matter that much. He's already got an instant in his graveyard. He's already got a land in his graveyard. There are no creatures in graveyards, but I don't think he has a way to get one there. So in theory here, we're going to trade with 1 Tarmogoyf, chump block the knight, and then just make a stream of 1/1s every turn. Go down to 1 life. Okay. I mean, this honestly, there are a lot worse ways I could have gone. Core serve crew fix. All right, and obviously it's all sitting on top for him. Okay. Okay. Well, we get on tap here. Ooh, Westphal Abbey. We're talking win conditions now. I'm still really on tilt about this Stony Silence, but nothing we can do about that now. This is quite the combo, though. And I'm going to do this now when he doesn't have an answer to it. I mean, this is going to produce a lot of... He has to find answers very quick. He's going to draw land. Okay, I'll add mana. That's fine. This isn't actually good for him. He knows I have a bunch of basics. Actually, just gives another token this way. Okay, well this is as good as things as this could go, to be honest. We get a chump block and make Ormondal next turn. That's kind of a big game. Yeah, he drew land. I guess he can... He's got the knight to fetch up. I don't know what he can fetch, though. He's drawing Tarmogoyf, which is the most beatable of his things. Okay, well, this is pretty sweet. If he had Path, we would have already got Path. Wow, he's not even going to attack into us. This is incredible. Another Westphal Abbey. Okay. So, I guess maybe I should have forecasted there since we're going to eat him up to... Yeah, miss out on drawing a card. Sorry, I'm not used to... This is certainly an in-game with this deck. I played several matches with this before I started recording, but this is an in-game I hadn't gotten to. So we're discovering this on the fly here, but... okay, so playing Westphal Abbey... So we have... So it takes 5 plus this. Okay, so... Let's just go ahead and go for it. Because we're not dead even if this fails. And I don't think it's going to fail. Because if he was holding on to Path, we would have already got Pathed. Ormondal, the Profane Prince. In Modern, because why not? Please land. Okay, I don't know what this means. I can play white main line and pick it up. So you're going to can't get Mazavith. You cannot Mazavith us. If this lands, I go from... I feel like we win the game. I feel like if this hit lands, and I'm not sure why he's knighting here. Adding... Oh, he's got Collected Company? Okay. Okay, he wants that. That's fine. It has lifelink. That's the key thing here. Maybe he just wanted to reshuffle the top of his deck, but I think it's going to work. Wow. And we're back up to 10 life. Okay. I can't believe this. Who would have thought that White Main Lion was a modern powerhouse? I guess it is. This is insane. Our opponent's drawing land even. Looks like he may sack in his upkeep to go try to find something different. Yep. It's fine. the, the combos. The when I think of modern combos, right? Oh no, he found the path. No, how lucky was that? We have another Westphal Abbey. But yeah, when you think about modern combos, right? You think Nauseam, Storm, but you know what? You don't think about, but maybe you should. Oh, Catcher's Monument, White Mane Lion. That's the tech right there. Yeah, he's just dead. I'm taking the damage here. So the original list I pulled only had one Westphal Abbey. I actually added the second because of situations like this. So this is kind of sweet that it's going to work out. Ooh, the double combos. Okay, so let's do this. Pick up the White Mane Lion. Oh, I keep forgetting the Sky Hussar. Set a stop in my upkeep. I really wish it would just tell you. I don't know why Magic Online... It's an upkeep ability. I don't know why you have to have a stop. Because there's not really anything else. Like, I should have priority to choose whether or not to do that in my upkeep. I shouldn't have to have a stop in my upkeep to allow me to do that. That's just... whatever. Just viewing value here. It's fine. My opponent in chat, when he ripped that path on top of his deck, he types in chat, "Yes," and I play like Westfield, and he goes, "No," as Ormondal lands again. Ormondal number 2. Don't call it a comeback. But this is another match we won where we were down to 1 life. What is this? What is this deck? And why is it the best deck in Modern right now? Okay, it might have been a little strong. Also, this game's far from over, just so we're clear, because he now has collected company, and he can company into path, right? Yeah, he should not shuffle this away. I think what he should do is draw it, fetch. When it comes back to our turn, really he should do it in his main phase because we have the White Mane Line to pick up Ormondal. But he can fetch, go down to 2. Or he just has a land. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. The thing is, he can company into Eternal Witness to get back the path for the Ormondal. He really should do it in his main phase. Don't know if he's going to, but he should. I think that we just chump block here. Because, you know, if he finds answered Ormondal, we're going to need the life. And we have the White Manes to rebuild our army of 1/1s. And that's fine. Oh, obviously, the one stop I have, we don't have tokens anymore. Clearly. I'm an idiot. Okay. Looks like we do have another Houndfell we can go get. Alright, so let's go ahead and just attack with Ormondal here and see if he can dig up in it. See if he can company into an answer. If not, we win the game. Oh, he's going to Stirring Wildwood block? I guess. That's fine. That kind of seems worse, to be honest. Because he just gives us a bunch of life again. You don't have enough mana. You can only get to 3 mana this way. Do you just have path? What am I looking at? What's happening? So I guess trample anyways, right? No. Flying, lifelink, indestructible haste. I guess he just wants a really big Knight of the Reliquary? GG's. I don't know. We were down to 1 life against Jund. We drew our way out of that with Dustodon. We were down to 1 life, and all we had was a White Mane Lion. White Mane Lion, secretly the most broken card in Modern, at least with Catcher's Monument. Double Ormondal. I don't know if those are some of the best mining modern games I've ever played. I play a lot of fun decks on this series, and I've had a lot of really cool moments. If you record enough videos, you're gonna have some cool moments. But I don't know if I will ever top that. So thank you for watching, everybody. That was incredible. See you next time.